All right, hey y'all. So welcome to Code Red here in Amarillo. So shelter in place, or maybe your pottery studio. That's what I'm doing today. So I've got a bunch of stuff going on around here. One of my kilns is cooling down now, the big kiln. And I've got clay mixing back there. You might be able to hear the mixer moving around. So lots of pots are being made. But first thing I have to do this morning is I have to finish up about 12 of these dishes that I made. And these are kind of like little pasta bowls or, cool plates, but they're different than normal dinner plates because I actually leave quite a bit to trim down here. And when I make dinner plates, I generally leave the bottom totally flat, just skim the edge. But that's because it's a wider surface, and so really trimming it's kind of pointless. But on this, I've already textured the rim here, and that's why I love to make these, is because it leaves me a lot of area for surface decoration. And I can kind of separate the areas, and then the well where the food will go. And I put these this decoration here to break this line up. So in kind of a triangle pattern there. So I'm going to trim 2 of them, and I have all this to cut off. So I'm going to center this first. The way I do that's tapping. So just right here between about 230. That's where you do it. I just look right in the center, and you just kind of blur your eyes. It's kind of one of those train things. There we go. All right, now first thing I do before I seal it down is I like to hit this edge up here. And let me show you my tools real quick. I don't use anything real fancy. I don't have many tools at all, actually. I usually like these kind of cheap ribbon tools that are the bigger ones. I really don't like the small ones. They're a little just too touchy for me. And then I use this guy here, which is an Asian trimming tool. It's kind of a multi-purpose one, and this one's actually kind of thin. It's like more like strapping, metal strapping, so it actually shaves the clay off pretty well. I mean, and I think it cost me $2 maybe a long time ago. Okay, but the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to just cut this edge right here. So I'm going to push down, and that's right here where I start. It's right where that wall changes. So there's a little bit of thickness right there that I want to leave. But I always do this just first because I want to kind of leave these little marks on there. There, that's pretty cool. Okay, now we have to seal it down. So I'm going to use 3 clay wads here. You want to place them, equidistant. You want to get them in a triangle. Seems to hold pretty well. Okay, here we go. So now I'm going to anchor up right here. I'm going to start in on this edge up here. I've kind of already got a plan. Well, I've made these so many times I really know where I'm going. And I like to catch these when they're soft leather hard. So not too hard. So I want that clay to shave off and really kind of rip off the pot. Now I'm going to go up here, sail straight down. Really, the cutting on these, it has to be really direct to be nice. You don't want to mess around with it too much. You want to know right where you're going, so the cuts are sure. Trim up under here. This nice pedestal. I'm gonna just barely hit that edge. Now I'm going to go straight down here and set my boundary. Okay, now here's the deal. I'm going to anchor over here on the left, and I'm going to cut straight out. You really just have a couple cuts here to get it as direct as possible. Oh yeah, that's starting to get pretty good now. Ooh, that was good. I like to get that spiral coming back in. Kind of frame it with a line here. Then what I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to cut the 3 angles. So there's one coming back, then you have the top, and then that angle that way. So then if I use the Kano tool here, I might just hit it like that. It really rips the clay and exposes the coarse particle in it. so the glaze is kind of pinhole over it, and I really like that. Now, if I want to put a little texture on here, I'm just going to run it right there. There. Okay, so that one's good. Feels good. Perfect. Okay, now this next one, this one's a little different. I cut this in as I was doing the rim when it was still wet, and I put the little diamonds on there too. Okay, same thing. Here we go. Center. Let's see. Anchor that down. Okay, here we go. So you want the clay coming off in those long ribbons if you can get it that way. You just have to catch it at exactly the right moment. So this one, let's do something a little different. I'm going to do a similar foot ring. So you can hear the pitch of the clay. If you tap it like that, over time it's kind of like a drum. You can actually hear it. How thin it's getting. All right, so let's do this one. Ooh, that's good. So this guy, cut that back. Let's see here. Actually, I was going to cut this, but it's actually a little stiffer than I would like. So I might just add a little bit more texture here. There, that looks pretty good. And then don't forget to add your stamp to it. So use one of mine here. I'm going to just press it in here. Let me turn so you can see it. I always pick a strong horizontal usually and intersect it like that. There we go. Cool. So there we go. So those are plates. Hope they help you. Hope y'all are staying in and staying well.